Hello and welcome to Aspects of Writing. I'm your host, James Kelly. My co-host for the show today is Janet Coursey, and our guest is Katrice Thomas. And Katrice is an actor and comedian, and the topic of the show is the writing behind the comedian or comedy. And Katrice, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am Katrice Thomas, a.k.a. Miss Diva of Divas Comedy. And I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and I moved to Las Vegas 15 months ago. And I'm just out here pursuing my career.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So did you do comedy back in Detroit?
Yes, I just did something here and there, not a lot, just different little birthday parties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nothing never pretty big, you know.
How did you decide then when you moved to Las Vegas, what made you decide to try out for comedy?
Well, actually, I came here. My mom told me to just go and pursue my comedy career. Just get serious with it.
So you moved here with the idea of getting serious with it.
Yeah.
Now, Divas of Comedy was already here, though, right?
No, you're talking about Divas of Comedy. I'm Divas Comedy.
Oh,
see, there's a difference.
Right. Oh.
See, the Divas of Comedy are impersonators, I guess. No, I'm Divas Comedy. Like I'm a diva.
Okay. All right.
You're your own act.
Yes.
All right.
Now,
I'm kind of cute now. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm curious then. Do you have a manager or do you manage yourself or?
No, actually, I got two business partners that's working with me.
Okay.
I've been building this team for about a year now. So I got them, I got two working for me.
Okay.
So I got a lot of things going on right now, guys. Yeah.
Give us an idea what you got going on.
Well, I did a Father's Day special.
Okay.
And I was dressed like my dad. It was a tribute to my dad. He passed away 5 years now.
Okay.
And I dressed up like him and I talked like him. And then 30 minutes later, I dressed up like Diva. And they put the two together. So I got that comedy special coming out August 1st.
Okay.
On digital. They're going to make it a digital like CD on YouTube.
Oh, cool.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. And what else are you doing?
Oh, gosh, I got a lot going on. I'm in a movie. They're in the midst of editing it right now. It's called Walk by Faith. And that's the singer Tyrese Gibson's sister, Shantae Gibson's. It's a movie about her life, and I'm playing the godmother to the husband.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And what else do I have? Oh, and I also have my own charity. It's called Holy Smoke. And since I've been here, guys, I didn't tell you this, but I've been feeding the homeless in the tunnels.
Oh,
I never did that before in my life. But the first month I got here, I got in with a group of people, and it was a reality show, actually. They were trying to make that one. It was the Holy Smoke Ministry. And what we did was we go in the tunnels, and we try to get them out. And we were, we feed them and everything else. So I got very involved in that.
Well, just so people understand what we're saying when we say tunnels, we're talking about in Las Vegas, because when it rains here, it floods. So they have to build these flood channels.
That's right.
And a lot of them are underground, and then there'll be parts that are open, and then it's back underground.
Right.
And so those are the tunnels you're talking about. Those people will go under there because there's no place to go. There's like 75,000 homeless in Las Vegas.
Yes.
And there's no place for them to go. So, and it gets so hot here.
Yes.
And so they'll go under there. But unfortunately, like this last week or so, there's been a lot of rain.
Yes.
It's just, they'll just come up all of a sudden, and then those tunnels will flood.
Yes.
And so you go there to get them out, hopefully try and find them a place so they're not stuck down there in those tunnels. Because people can get washed away down there.
And the sad thing about it is, too, is it may not be raining where that tunnel is.
Right.
It may be raining
miles away.
Yeah.
And that water comes down like crazy.
Yeah.
They got a story about a lady got drowned in there. And we actually did a show it was on the news. Channel 8 News came down with us.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't believe those people living in a nice place like this. Furniture, everything around.
Oh, yes.
Lights and everything. So we got a couple of people to come out.
Yeah.
So this is not funny. I know people think I'm being funny, but I'm being honest. We got one guy out. He actually got on the Greyhound and went home.
Yeah.
He said, but when he got home to his wife, he came back.
Oh no.
Yes. And we looked at each other and said, we can't win them all.
No.
Yeah.
He came back.
Yeah.
I will tell you this. There was an organization out there. I don't know if you know about them, but they actually were putting together a fundraiser to go out there and challenge people to write a short story about their life that will go into an anthology. And they were actually videotaping that as well. I don't know what they've done with it. But that's a neat thing, too. And they actually were going to have prize money for the winners. I haven't heard too much about what's going on with it lately. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
But they were going to do a prize to where, like, it sounds terrible, but I mean, they couldn't give money to every single one of them.
Right.
But and these people were literally homeless, living in the tunnels, like you said.
Yeah.
And whoever won the top story they would get like apartment free for a year, which would help. And here's the reason why it's important to talk about this. People don't understand that a lot of these people that are homeless are families.
That's right.
Yes.
There are husband and wives out there with children.
That's right.
And just happen to be down on their luck.
That's right.
And, you just never know from day to day what can happen to you or anyone else.
That's right. We can be there today tomorrow. What I did was I took my comedy and I used it. I started picking every week. I picked a comedian to go with me.
Oh, that's cool.
I took 2 or 3 down there. In total, it's been probably over 20. But I started taking comedians down with me because they had never been down. So it changed their lives. Like, wow. And then we were able to bring comedy to the tunnels. We fed them at the same time. Shout out to TC Ribs. They gave us food. I was able, people liked me so much, they were able to donating food from restaurants. And though these people had ribs and chicken. Eating good. For Miss Diva.
Well, you're talking about something near and dear to Jan's heart. So.
Yes, right now I have a thing going on, an event going on for the homeless kids at Rancho High School.
Wow.
And we're collecting backpacks and school supplies and clothing and personal items, everything from a tube of lipstick to a pair of socks.
That's funny you said that because at work they had me not working today. I was actually advertising for school supplies because we're selling the crayons for 49 cents and then you just put them in the box. So I did that today. So
cool.
And Smith helped. You need to contact Smith or I'll help you with that. They help with organizations like that.
Oh, good.
So,
all right.
You make sure we get together after this. Yeah, because they'll help. They love to help the community.
Yeah.
Marvelous.
And if I can help in some kind of way, use my name at my store, we can help because that's what we're doing, collecting school supplies.
Fabulous.
Schools.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah. So comedians have a heart.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
and y'all know what? We the most vulnerable people, believe it or not. A real comedian, guys, if I researched all the comedians, all of them got dark passes.
Yeah.
Including me.
Yeah.
So my comedy was able to hide my past.
Yeah.
And for me to make you laugh made my day.
Yes.
So you'll never know what's going on.
Yeah.
Comedians are, believe it or not, y'all, it's hard for us out here. We had a lot of pain and comedy is our scapegoat.
Yeah.
So that's why I was so funny. Even as a little girl, I got 3 or 4 siblings older than me, and either on both sides they're older than me. But my mom always said I'm the one with the common sense. So I was unique because when I was a kid, I got them all a whooping.
Yeah.
Yeah. my stepdad said, "Don't eat the pie." Well, I ate 2 pieces. I lied so good, all of them got a whooping. And it took me 20 years to tell them I ate that pie. I never told them. And maybe that's why they hate me today, huh? Because I outsmarted them. I promise you. I mean, they 3 and 4 years older than me, and they got whooped. Back in the day, we got whooped. The real whooping. Yeah. Okay?
Yeah, so, you can't do that today.
They got whooped like I'm telling you. And to this day, it took me 20 years to tell them that I ate that pie. I didn't eat 1 piece. I ate 2, James. And I never told them. So one day we were just sitting around. I said, "Hey, guys, I got an announcement to make." "What is it?" "What is it?" I said, "I ate that pie."
It's so funny you should say that because I just got back from where I'm from. And, we were reminiscing over things we did as kids. And my mom never knew half the things we were doing. And when we used to have this sitter who would take us and would put my brothers in the back of the car and go to the movies, or we'd go up to the racetracks and across the county line, and we weren't allowed to do that, but we did it anyway. And Mom never ever knew. Never.
It's always them babysitters. We got them good ones. Remember back in the day? "Don't tell your mama." Who gonna tell my mom you gave me 20 Twinkies? Are you crazy?
Right.
So we want her to come back and babysit again.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So when did you start doing comedy?
Oh my gosh! You know what? I was a kid in elementary and didn't even know I was a comedian because we never heard of it, right? So we had this game called capping. Remember that? Cap on each other. Who can cap better?
Tell on each other?
Yeah. Well, just cap jokes on each other.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
so we call it capping. Well, I knew I was good because when I was in elementary, they would want to play. By the time I get out of school, I got to walk home with the teacher's aid because 10 of them want to beat me up going. And I'm going, "Why do y'all ask me to play? You want to beat me up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been funny a long time. My mom just said I had this common sense thing going on. I was unique. I was the baby girl, and I was a bad little girl. I was so bad, my mother gave the teachers permission to whoop me. She signed it. She says, I give you permission, seriously, and to whoop her. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was so bad, and I she said, "Where does child come from?" But I was unique, and I also got another talent. I dance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm a very good dancer. I was even on a dance show in Detroit.
Oh,
Yeah.
very
So
cool.
I had always had these talents. So yeah, this comedy thing. And then when you got siblings older than you capping on you, my comeback is so great from that.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you got 3 bullies over you, and I'm like, what? And you say something to me, I'll come back with a good one.
So you're the baby.
I'm the well, I got one brother that's younger than me, the one this 1 year, and then I got one like 43. But I was the baby for like 7-8 years.
Uh-huh.
So they clown me a lot. So I owe it to them.
Oh yeah.
My comeback is powerful. It scares me sometimes. I had to ask the Lord to calm my mouth down. They called it a lethal weapon. I was terrible, guys. I come a long way.
Why comedy?
Hides my pain.
Did it choose you or did you choose it?
It chose me.
It chose you.
And it hides my pain.
Yeah.
Because when I discovered that I was funny, you really don't know you're funny. But then when I started coming up in life and everybody in Detroit, Michigan knows Katrice Thomas is funny. And even from my incidents, I was working at Children's Hospital, admitting clerk. I got the whole staff wrote up because they all burst out laughing.
Yeah.
So, I said, girl, you crazy. And I would use my comedy working at a Children's Hospital. People had sick kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I would make them laugh. And they would say, my family have not laughed since she's been in the hospital. Thank you for that. Because I would say little stuff like, well, if you forget my name, Katrice, just call me Slim.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, gosh, Miss Janet, don't crack up. But
Hey,
anyway,
they used to call me Thunder
and
Thighs.
I was a little bigger then. So I would actually just call me Slim. And they would just, laugh. Yeah, I made people day. And I didn't realize how much I made impact on people's life till they come back and tell me.
Yes.
And I think that's probably one of the best things about comedy is that you really can, take someone who's having a bad day and turn it around.
And I got it natural. So I just started to, when I came here, I said, you know what, Diva, it's time for you to get paid. You have done enough charity. You have done enough shows. Even here in Vegas, I came in the door in 3 months. I was on stage with Hope Flood. She's a big comedian out of L.A. She couldn't even understand, who is this chick? She gave me that look. Like, who is this? But I blew her away, right? And ever since I've been in Vegas, I've been making a name for myself quickly. Good. Because nobody's doing old school comedy.
Yeah.
Nobody. So that kind of woke everybody up. Who's this chick coming in here with this old school comedy? They got them cracking up, So yeah.
So you like what you're doing? That's obvious.
I love it. You know what, guys? If I can stop work today or tomorrow to get on stage, that's what my goal is. To stop work, because I worked 2 jobs, 20-some years. I'm tired of working. Yeah. I couldn't find a husband to take care of me, so I'm tired of working.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
So I'm
Trust
just,
me, you get to still work even though you're married.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I know, right? So it's like,
it's a new age. It's not like it used to be.
I never had the chance, no man, to take care of me. This is my time.
Well, it's not like in the day when the husband worked and didn't want the wife to work.
Right.
Nowadays, the husband wants the wife to work. He don't want to work.
You got that right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on in Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll keep me single. I just choose not to make more than the man. I'm sorry. That's just old school.
Yeah. Well, but the chance is that you'll probably end up making more than the man.
Well, I might be single a little longer.
All right. So go ahead, Jen.
Well, I was going to say, before about being slim. I went to work for this place here about eight years ago, and we have to wear a uniform.
Right.
So the young man that was taking the order to get my uniform, very serious young man. I mean, deadly serious. And he said, I hate to ask, but what size do you wear? And I said, I looked at him and says, "Isn't it obvious? I wear a small."
Yeah.
And he just kind of, "You really want me to order you a small?" I said, well, one look at me should tell you. It's a double X. But he was so, and the girl that was working with him just died laughing because he was so serious and he hates to ask women what size they are.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
funny.
you've lost a lot of weight since I've known you.
I've lost almost 60 pounds.
Me too, 60 pounds.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
I found it.
Yep.
Well, we should give it to him.
Almost 60 pounds.
No, I'm picking it up right here.
Now I got to tone it up because it's swinging everywhere. I can slap somebody with belly. Bam.
That's right.
Gosh.
All right. Well, what I think is interesting is that you have decided you're a little older than a lot of the younger comedians. I'm not going to say your age.
What's that word, James? Now you're going to make us fall out already, Mr. Kelly.
Well, let's put it
You're
this
older
way.
than the younger people.
Yeah, and that's what they don't get. Being here in Vegas, it was 2 headliners, and I laid them down. What I mean by that is they couldn't come behind me.
Yeah.
Once I got up there, the crowd went crazy.
Yeah.
And he got ready to go up and do it. He said, and he just laid the mic down. He couldn't do it. And I didn't do it on purpose. I'm just funny.
Yeah.
And he couldn't come behind me. So
Yeah.
now when they do comedy, they scared of me now. They won't invite me. Oh, no.
Oh.
I don't think people understand how difficult it is to do comedy, for one thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a writer who writes dramatic work, which I do. And I do write comedy as well in some of my scripts. And it's kind of hard because the thing is that when it comes to, especially for writing comedy, it's difficult because it's the inflection that someone has on a word that makes it funny as much as it is what's actually written. How you put it out there is what makes it funny.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to write comedy.
Well, you know what? Not for me. If you tell me what you want, I can write it. I can tell you what to do. I go, oh, well, that's all you got to do is do this. Because that's when I knew it was natural. Because I can just take a microphone and do a whole show without even practicing.
Mm-hmm.
All I have to do is put in my mind what I'm going to talk about, what's the subject. Or either I'll take the microphone and look at my crowd and see what kind of crowd I got. And I say, okay, the young mix. And I could just go. That's when I knew I was natural. Like if you told me, well, Diva, I want to do some comedy and I need to know what I need to write for this particular, and I go, okay, I can actually tell you whether it'll be funny.
Yeah, that's hard to do, though.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so easy for me. That's when I knew I was born with it.
Yeah.
Well, so many of the comedians that are out there now, especially on late night TV and stuff, really are going after politics, and that's what their comedy is about. Now, do you put politics in any of your comedy?
No.
Or is it just
Yeah,
life?
It's not. You know what? I'm not a politics person, but I mean, if I had to or needed to, it wouldn't be no problem. But no, I got so much like maybe 30 years up in my brain.
Yeah,
I have so much. I would never, ever run out of comedy because every day somebody do something.
Right.
And I can take it and run with it, you know?
Yes.
So, yeah, even it took talking about Trump, or I do use Trump sometimes. I go, where you been? Hanging with Trump? Nobody heard from you, and I'll say something like that. But, yeah, I can take any situation and turn it to comedy. You know something?
So have you ever thought about writing anything about what you've done?
Yes.
You have.
That's my comedy. That's what I tell on stage. I told about the guy with the brief. I told about that. He says, well, Miss Steva, why you stop dating? Well, when you date somebody and they put a brief on, they'll tell you, it will stop you.
A diaper.
A diaper. Brief, pull up, poise. I don't know what it was. I know it's crunching like a pamper. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, I tell my stories on stage. Even here in Vegas, trying to date. How do you date a woman you don't have a vehicle? Do I like Uber or Lyft to you?
Yeah.
How do you date a diva without a car?
Wow.
And then Detroit, I'm being honest, in Detroit, there was a lot of men back still at home with their mama. Oh, I don't live with my mother. Yes, you do. If a china cabinet in the living room, you live with your mother.
Yeah.
It just wasn't no secret to it. So, yeah, I talk about my everyday life.
Yeah.
I do. I do. Yeah. So it's just easy to me. Comedy is so easy to me. It scares me. Sometimes I go, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. And I have to just hold back sometimes.
But the good thing is you try to keep your shows clean, too. You don't really go into a lot of vulgarity.
I do clean comedy when I have to,
Mm-hmm.
but normally I am to be me. You know, I'm a Red Fox, Richard Pryor, Moss Maple comedian.
Mm-hmm.
I am who I am. I used to be afraid to tell y'all that a long time ago. Oh, that's not me. I was ashamed, but I realized I have to do me. I have to be me.
Yeah.
That's right.
But at least I know how to clean it up when I have to, because I did it in front of the lady had a 50th birthday. It was full of pastors. You know I didn't use it. You know I didn't cut James.
Well, that could have been funny though.
But I did. But guess what? It was the funniest show I had, because I would say something. I go, Pastor, pray for me, Pastor. Pray for me, Pastor. And they just cracking up because I was talking like them. I said, yes, and amen. And I said, why do y'all have to do all of this?
Yeah.
And I made the joke out of them.
Yeah.
It was the funniest show. And I didn't use a cuss word. So that was good. That let me know I was good at what I do. Yeah.
Bill Cosby was one of my all-time favorites.
Not mine. Never used to listen to him.
Oh my goodness! Why is there air?
I don't know. And
To blow up
even Kevin Hart.
balls.
I'm not a fan of Kevin Hart. I promise you.
No.
Maybe because he's a kid to me. He's like a little brother. He talks about his family too now.
Mm-hmm.
But I just
And himself.
Yeah.
A lot about himself.
And they say I'm like him. I'm just the older version. I'm not a Kevin Hart fan.
Well, I like both. And, it's a shame what's going on with Bill Cosby's career.
Yes.
I
because
know,
he
right?
was a good comedian.
He was.
So-
He's funny. I like the way he talking. I used to keep up with him and stuff like that, but I just didn't get off into his comedy. I think I was more or less watching his shows.
But it's interesting you bring that up. And it's interesting about what you said as well, Katrice, because, we look back at someone like Bill Cosby and what's happened to him in the media with his sex scandals and all that.
Yeah.
He was such an icon for everyone. And everyone looked up to him as a family man because, he brought that into his show.
Yeah.
And yet it's funny how we're talking about how behind the comedian there's always something.
It's always
something dark.
There's something
The
dark.
dark.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that you said that because look how dark in reality his life was
Right.
in many ways.
And it lets you know
Or
that
perverted, really.
Yeah, because and then even when it come down to it, come on now, everybody can't be lying. That's a lot of women came forward.
52 or 54,
52
something like that.
yeah. Now come on, is 54 women lying? Something wrong.
Yeah.
So you got to look at that.
Yeah.
And then I'm not trying to be funny. Bill Cosby wasn't the finest man. Now you'd have had to be on something. Really, I'm not trying to be funny. Now I'm just telling you.
Well, separating his personal life
Right.
from his professional life
Yeah.
as a comedian. For me, I thought he was absolutely hysterical talking
Yeah,
about
I liked
pe-
him.
I
being
even
a
liked
little-
his shows. I love
Yeah,
his
I
shows.
loved his shows.
Yeah.
Mean, all his shows were great.
And, the one he did with the kids. Where
You remember the one he
yeah.
did back in the day with the cartoon?
Oh, yeah. Fat Albert.
Fat Albert.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he had a lot of good shows.
Didn't he? He had
you
a
know,
lot of good shows.
So what was the one he did with Richard Culp? Where
I Spy.
I Spy, yeah.
Yeah.
I loved that as a kid.
I didn't watch that.
Yeah.
I was
You're
so
too
cartoon.
young.
Yeah,
I know.
you're too
Oh,
young.
that's right. Y'all older than me.
Yeah,
I
we are.
forgot.
Yeah,
older than
we're
you.
old.
Yeah. So not that much older. Come on.
Oh, James, he's such a hater. What are we gonna do with him?
I don't know.
But yeah, and it is interesting when you look back at people. Like Phyllis Diller, even when she started out.
I love her.
I did too.
Yes.
She was
I
so
love her.
great.
Phyllis Diller.
But she had kind of an interesting past. She didn't start off until she was in her 40s as a comedian.
Yeah.
And then, I know you might, I don't know how anyone feels about this. I don't know if Jen and I have talked about it or not. But I love Joan Rivers.
Yes.
I love Joan. I cried when she died. I love Joan Rivers. She put me in the mind of me with them comeback jokes.
Oh, yeah.
I love her.
But you know what I loved about her the most? Because I actually knew her a little bit beyond the stage.
Okay.
First time I met her, I was 20, and I was invited to I think it was they were raising money for a charity, and it was a show. It was a club that Paul Anka used to own here in Las Vegas, and that was the first time I met her. Was when she was at that club. She had fun at that night, and then I didn't really meet her real well until I started working in one of the hotels, and then I used to work in room service in one of the hotels. So I met her at one of the hotels, and I remember Melissa was 12 Melissa Rivers was 12 years old when I used to wait on her. And I remember there was a time when she had broken up with Edgar, and she stayed at the hotel for a few days. And I remember how sad she was. And I saw a different side of Joan Rivers than what you would hear or see on stage.
Wow.
You know, I saw the real Joan Rivers. And I have to tell you, I loved that woman.
I love her.
The person. I really liked Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate enough to meet her a couple more times over the years. And I really just thought she was great. I'll never forget Melissa, because Melissa came out with a friend of hers. I think they were coming out from New York, and she was 12 years old, and they answered the door, and Joan Rivers said, "This is my daughter, Melissa." That was so cool. And you look today, and you see Melissa on television, and she's this, you know,
mature woman.
I can't even believe.
You know, I often wondered if she's going to do comedy like her mom. You ever thought about that? Because I think when somebody passed away, I think that's what made me decide to go when my dad passed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, I did a comedy show at my dad's funeral.
Really?
I brought the house down. Instead of in tears, I brought her in laughter.
You know, it's so interesting you say that. I just went to a funeral this last Wednesday from a dear friend of mine that passed. And it started off, I thought it was going to be one of those things, everyone's going to show up, we're going to cry or, you know, or feel remorseful and sit there. And instead, because that's when we used to always say, oh, they're out there gossiping about me. So we decided, you know what, we're going to gossip right here in front of you.
Wow. And you know what? That is so great when you can laugh at a funeral. Because even today, I never mourned my dad. You know, I didn't.
Yeah.
What I did was just start doing comedy like him. Acting like him, talking like him.
You do a routine about him.
Yeah. And his voice, you know, and he always messing up a name. And I do that.
That's me.
To this day, I can get your name mixed up. Trust me.
No, I got yours. I spelled your name wrong.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Thank you. I think.
Yeah, you did. But my dad, he was known for that, and I realized I am my dad. So when and for me to even think, I got up on a podium. I'm his only daughter. You know, he had stepkids, but I'm the only daughter. And when I got on that podium, I could not cry or any of that.
Yeah.
I just started acting like him, and the crowd went crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they was cracking up. It wasn't a dry eye, it was dry eye, no tears.
Well, we had fun. We just told jokes. We didn't tell jokes. We actually told real stories about this person, and Jan's heard them over the years.
Yes.
Wow.
And you know, it was so funny because sometimes some of the things this person would do, when it happened, you would be upset with her, or you would be embarrassed by what she'd say, But then when you're telling the story and you look back, it was kind of funny, really, you know. And she's laying right there. We're just feet away from her, and that was the best fun I've ever had at a funeral. And I know you're not supposed to really have fun,
supposed to have
but
fun.
we had fun.
We had fun at my dad's.
Yeah.
I did, and from that point on, that's when I really started thinking about comedy. And I never thought I would move, but I said it. Before my dad died, I said, you know what? I'm not going to wind up in Detroit. I said, I'm tired of these winters. I had my last winter. Gosh. And I don't know how that happened, but I would just happen to be talking to my stepmom one day on the phone, and she said, why don't you just go out to Vegas and pursue your comedy?
Yeah.
She said, they would love your old school comedy out there. Yeah. And she wasn't kidding. I wasn't here 6 months, and they knew who I am.
Very cool.
Vegas. Yeah.
And you just keep moving around. Now, you did a movie.
I'm in a movie.
So what is the movie?
Just finished it. It's called Walking by Faith, and they're getting it edited now. So they're looking at September, October, somewhere like that for that movie.
Now, who produced it and what's it about?
It's Tyrese Gibson, the singer, his sister Shantae Gibson, and she's talking about her struggles here in Vegas in the last year. And she's talking about it pretty bad, you know, and she went through hard times and stuff. So I guess she's letting the people see, just because Tyrese is my brother, I go through struggles. And I was able to, and again, they picked me. They said, could nobody put that down like me? Me having a son. So I'm playing her husband's godmother in the movie. And he happened to be my son age. So I walked right into it. Yeah. She didn't even have to give me a script. I did my own script. And it filmed in my house.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. So I was able to, when she told me what it was, I just acted like I was talking to my son. And, you know, and I went right into it, off script. Did it myself. Yeah.
So do you think your son will ever follow in your footsteps? Because we were talking before the show and you were talking about, he's got his own comedic side.
Everybody that I meet, they say your son is a riot. I say, don't call him no comedian. He swears he's not a comedian. He didn't want to. He felt like, I don't want to be like my mom. I said, but you're funny like your mom. Everybody that meets him, your son is a riot. Your son is a riot. I said, but he's not a comedian, man. He don't follow that. But I've been trying to get him to do modeling his whole life. He thought it was a little funny thing. I said, boy. So anyway, he did it 2 weeks ago, and the lady put him on her front of her magazine. He's going to be on the cover of a new magazine out, ISOU.
So he's living here with you now.
Yeah, he drove here the same route I did.
Yeah.
The same exact route.
Yeah, you were talking about you didn't like to drive until then.
I promise you, I've never drove the road.
That's so funny because in my day, the only way you got anywhere is if you drive.
Yeah, we drove to Alabama my whole life. I was so glad to get 18 and say I'm not going.
You decided no more driving, huh?
Because, we was riding in the back seat and we driving this long way. I'm like, oh, gosh. But it was the most beautiful ride coming here. Especially, I didn't do no night driving. A girlfriend of mine drove with me and she flew back. And I drove to Denver and spent the night. And then I drove right into Vegas.
Well, I know where you all went then, because you went through Vail and all of that down in there. Beautiful. Down in those gorges.
Yes. And the mountains. I was coming around the mountains. It was a little scary there, but I hung in there.
Yeah.
I just kept going. And I said, you got to get it. And ever since then, it made me a stronger person. I said, I can do this.
Yes.
Who would have thought that, I'm the biggest talk in Detroit. I left after 52 years.
Yeah.
So they're like, and she drove?
Yeah.
It's a story to tell. Yeah. They are shocked. They are still left shocked in Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you miss the most about Detroit?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
They make cars
Somebody
there, don't
keep asking me, oh, will you come out? Look, lady, took me 52 years to leave Detroit, Michigan. I'm not in no hurry to get back. What, to the snow? To the cold? Which one is it?
Yeah.
But if I, the thing is, when I go back home, I want to do a big comedy show. If I have to go home, that's my plan. I want to do a big comedy show.
What do you have plans for shows or anything in the future here? Or?
Yeah, they in talks with me right now, doing a tour. One of the rappers I might be opening for. I'm not sure. They're still in talks because, I did a show 2 weeks ago and they thought I was hilarious. So we'll see. We in talks for, Diva getting out doing her thing now. It's time for me to get paid for comedy. I've been doing comedy for free for over 20 years.
I know, we were talking about this as well. You and I were talking about how the fact is that people think, because I'm an author, Jan's an author, and people think automatically if you get a book out there, well, you already got $1 million. No, it doesn't work that way.
You get famous. No, you get famous before you get rich. That's how that
absolutely.
go.
That's true.
People don't realize that. Like now, it looks like from Detroit. If you look at my Facebook page, it looked like I've blown up. Right?
Yeah.
Because somebody nominated me for Diva of Vegas, a comedy thing, and me and another lady, and you had to vote. So I was one of the finalists. So I was voted for that too. And they also put me up with these ladies here in Vegas that's been entrepreneurs. And they made a video. They added me to that.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was a motivational speaker and I was speaking with the ladies. And then still keeping it funny.
Yes.
So I made a name for myself already here in Vegas.
Yeah. Well, cool. I'm gonna plug a book I did now called The Purple Caterpillar.
Wow.
Which is how I ran into you.
I see that. Great job.
So anyway, do you have anything to add?
Isn't that the cutest book you ever
That's
did
the
see?
Cutest book. I was sitting there thinking, my little god babies, I got to read. This would be something for me. I'm trying to get ready for be grandma.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna have my grandchild call me Grandma Diva.
Well, I'll be glad when I have some grandkids because my daughter-in-law is the illustrator of this book. Wow. And I want them kids to see what their mama could do.
That's going to be nice.
Yeah.
Great book. I even like it's just wonderful. This is nice. Good job. Good job, James Kelly. You're pretty good.
Yeah, I was actually pitching the book where you were, and then you turned around and started pitching me who you are. You turned the tables on me.
But guess what? These people in Vegas is full of babies and kids and grandkids.
Oh, yeah.
So you're in a good spot.
Yeah.
You're in a good spot.
Yeah, I just got to get out there and start promoting it.
Yeah.
I'm having a few more editing things done to it, and then after that, I'll pitch it really hard.
Great.
So
yeah, you need to. It's a
good story.
It's
got a good message.
It is,
and kids will love it.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So what else are you doing now? You're doing the movie. You're talking about doing the tour.
Yeah. Opening for a couple of acts.
Okay. Are you going to be doing anything else locally as far as any other?
Yeah, we're looking at a few clubs right now.
Okay.
So I might be in another club again. You know, I've done a few clubs here.
Yeah.
About 6 or 7 of them that know who I am. I just didn't want to keep doing the same thing, you know.
Right, right.
So, yeah, they look.
Have you ever gone to LA yet? Have you been out there yet?
Yeah. 20 years ago, I was in improv. I was too afraid to get on stage.
Really?
If I wasn't so afraid and so scared back then, I probably would have been a big star by now. But I was afraid, and that's, God does things in His time.
Maybe the world wasn't ready for you.
It wasn't ready, yeah, and I wasn't ready. But now I'm not even afraid. I take the microphone, all that shyness that I had, it went away.
It's interesting how that happens.
Yeah.
And it's like, we'll go back to my book. It took me 18 years to find someone to illustrate this book.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and you know what's interesting? I went through several illustrators, but the one that I liked, it took 18 years. And the thing is that I think, given the nature of this book, this is the time for it. So I'm glad it didn't come out 18 years ago.
That's the thing. You brought up L.A. I was in L.A. a couple of months ago. A comedian friend of mine has got a sitcom called Third Wheel. I'm playing the sister in that. I forgot to tell you.
Oh, yeah. You didn't tell me that.
So I caught the mega bus and went to L.A. for one day and came back. So we filmed at Venice Beach. Oh, yeah. And he's pitching that reality. Well, it's not a reality show. It's going to be a regular show. Like and I'm playing the sister in it.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that in the next 2 weeks. He's supposed to be meeting with the Tyler Perry group.
Oh, wow.
So I'm looking for that.
Well, you may be moving to Atlanta then.
Right. That's an excuse. Now that I'll move. Probably still
Atlanta.
wouldn't. I'll probably go there for work and leave my son here. You know?
I love Atlanta. I was there 12 years. Yeah, I lived there 12 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I loved
Atlanta. A lot of people from Vegas go to Atlanta.
Well, I lived in Vegas, then I moved to Atlanta for 12 years and came back after 12 years.
Really?
Yeah, but I miss Atlanta, and I really did love it there.
Yeah.
I only came back because I had a novel that came out in 1995, and I was on the road and decided I'm just going to stay here and see if I can push it better on the West Coast.
Really? Atlanta is blowing up, though, James.
I know.
It's like the new Hollywood.
It was 3 million people when I left. It's over 6 million now.
Yep. And it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
You got more reality shows.
Yep.
You got Tyler Perry Studios there.
And he's building a new one.
And get out.
He bought that the old Air Force base there. He bought the Air Force base, and he's turning that into a major studio production company.
So he'll have 2.
Yeah. Or just an extension of the one
They call that the Little Hollywood now.
Yeah, well, mainly because of him. I mean, there was a lot going on even before Tyler Perry went in there, but since he's there, you know, it's big now.
A lot of people
Walking Dead, that's where it's filmed.
Get out.
Walking Dead's filmed in Atlanta.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's quite a few shows, but that's one that comes to mind. Actually, Walking Dead's the number 1 show on television, even though it's on a cable network.
Wow.
So, yeah, and that's filmed right there. And I think it's filmed through Tyler Perry's studio, I think.
And you know something else too. I forgot to tell you, I had a sister that she was involved with my half sister, and she went with one of the big notorious guys, and they're doing a reality show, and I might be part of that too.
Oh,
so VH1 has contacted me and told me your sister told me you were the comedian of the family. So they did call me.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
I might be doing a little reality too.
Okay, so when you hit the big times, are you going to forget about it?
Yeah, I won't know you anymore. I will not remember this Pepsi.
Listen, if I make it first, then I'm going to say the same thing to you.
I'm not going to remember none of this, really.
We got both of you on tape.
I know, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll both be hitting the pavement the same way 10 years from now.
Right.
When I get, I'm going to work the cane. When I get bigger than you.
Right. Y'all silly.
She'll be with that walker trying to catch up. You can't catch me.
Right.
You'll probably cover a flat tire on it.
Right.
So you'll become bunk.
Right. Y'all so silly. Oh, boy.
Well, I've always wanted to write a comedy. I'm trying to think. I write a lot of stuff. I don't remember if I've ever written anything that is intentionally supposed to be funny. I don't think I have. So,
wow.
Well, I have children in one of my books, and one of them's always playing tricks on the other, and that's usually pretty funny.
I know I have. I just can't remember what it is because I write so many things.
Wow.
I write all the time.
Yeah.
I create new stories all the time. I should say. I used to call her sometimes with 2 or 3 different stories I'd started in 1 week.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah. It's very easy.
And then
Joe, you're nuts, right?
And then I said, James, get a job.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Yeah. Mm.
Wow.
So that-
All right. So, what else is going on with you?
I have 2 radio shows that I be on. One of them is on WBKE. I want to make sure I get that right. And she does my business partner. Her name is A Plus. She keeps my hair together. She's my business partner.
Which we're missing up today, by the way.
Right,
Yes.
with these big old headphones. And yeah, so she has a show on Saturdays from 7:30 to 9, and it's called Raw Reckless Radio.
Okay.
And then my other business partner have a radio show on Mondays called Music Mondays with Lorraine. Oh, let me get her name right. But her name is Ron Cook, but she goes by the name Ron Lorraine, and she comes on Mondays at 6:00. New Music Mondays. She bring new artists on and promote their music and stuff.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so she's my business partner, both of them, and it's good because you
Now,
got
who's the
friends.
first one again?
A Plus Weaves. She does hair.
Okay.
And she does these weaves, and you know how women hair coming out? I said, look here now, she help your edges out. You know, they got the little joke on the women edges, don't have edges anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with the women, but the edges are out. James, stop laughing. It's not funny. So anyway, and you don't have that problem either, but my edges were out. This lady is
What are
phenomenal.
edges? What are we talking
You know,
about?
right here, lady.
Oh.
And some women, black women, hair comes out, honey, and they don't have no edges. So when she started
Gotcha.
doing my hair, I got a little fuzz there. I said, she grew my edges, ladies.
Uh-huh.
And she do Caucasian women hair.
All right. Now, is that your hair?
No, I bought this. It's called HIB hair I bought.
Okay.
So she takes this crochet and she crochet hair in. And you don't have to do
Alright.
nothing to your hair. You just wake up and it grows your hair out. So she calls herself A Plus Weaves. Yeah.
wow.
So she's been doing my hair day one. Then she has a degree and she's my business partner and she's putting these shows together for me too. So it's always
So
good
she's busy.
sometimes to have your friend. She's like my goddaughter too. So she helps me and been helping me day one. She supports me. And I goes on her radio show regular and stuff like that. And even with the other one, Music Mondays, you know, we're all a team.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's so
And
cool.
it's good because I knew I couldn't do this comedy on my own. And it's hard to trust in Vegas.
Yes.
So I have 2 special ladies. They're like sisters to me, you know, and that's what we do. Yeah. So they keeps me together. Yeah,
Wow, that's
keeps
cool.
me
But
together.
how do they know what to do, though, when it comes to booking you and stuff?
Well, that's what they're doing now, actually. It's funny you said that. One is booking me for trying to get me with the rappers to open. Okay. She got a rapper from way back.
Does she meet these people through her shop?
No, it's network.
Okay.
Yeah, when we go to places, we meet people, and they just happen to give a show.
Okay.
And at the end, they needed somebody to close out. She says, let Diva get up there. Let Diva get up there. And I got up there, and I rocked it. They's like, wow. And he's older. So he loved
Why
it.
are you pointing at me when you say that?
Because he older like you. No, actually, he's 48, but he's old school comedy.
Well,
And,
if you say he's older and he's 48 and you're pointing at me, that's fine.
Yeah.
but he was into the old school comedy, so she made it happen for me. So that's what I'm saying. They supports me. They want to see me win because everybody in this business don't want to see you win, and they got motives.
Yeah.
So I got
Yes.
2 special ladies, Juan Cook and I got A Plus Weave, the 2 best in Vegas.
Yeah.
Juan Cook has been in the entertainment business for years. She was one of the producers of that movie. Remember Spring Break?
Yeah.
She's one of the producers. Look it up. Juan Cook.
Yeah.
And A Plus has come from the Bay Area. She moved here at the same time to change her life.
So they live here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, they live here now.
Yeah. Now.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's from Florida.
Yeah.
A Plus is from the Bay Area.
Okay.
And she's an activist too. So she's done a lot
very
out
good.
here. And doing hair was one of her things, but she's also a businesswoman. So she's young, like my son age, but she's smart as a whip. She knows what she's doing. And she's been putting Miss Diva out there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So yeah. I'm blessed. Say I'm blessed.
Yeah. That
Because
is
it's hard in this business to get a good team.
Oh,
that supports you
absolutely.
like
It's
that,
hard.
You know?
That's one of the hardest things, even for people who are authors, is
Yeah.
getting an agent or a manager.
Yeah.
It's next to impossible.
And see, both of them are acting like agent manager type thing right now.
Yeah,
we haven't put it in stone, but that's where it's headed.
Yeah.
Because once I start getting out there, them two gonna work together as a team. They are a team, and they both have radio shows. So that's why I haven't been a little hesitant of doing Divas comedy show. That's in the making next too. Juan is really trying to put me out there because I want Divas comedy show. We need something where they can call in and ask me a question and
you want to be on the radio?
Yeah, I did that too. I forgot that part. I did so much last year.
So that's what I wanted to ask you. The ladies you were talking about that have the radio shows, are you doing a show with them or syndicating your own show?
I'm kind of pushing my way. I think Juan wants to push me my own way because she has her own show and A Plus has her own show. But I'm on both shows anytime I want to, and they promote me. They promote my comedy on both shows.
We're going to talk about this afterwards.
Yeah.
Because I want to get some more information on what they do and where they are.
Yeah.
But they record here locally, though. I'm trying to think, where is the studio?
Right off of Tropicana and what is that? WKBE.
Yeah.
It's right off of Tropicana. I forget the streets. I'm still learning, guys. Yeah. But it's not far from me.
So it's not too far from here. It's east, though, right?
Yeah, like Tropicana going past. What is that street? It'll come back to me. Yeah. It'll come back to me. Yeah. But I'm looking dead at it and can't even now. But it's right off of Tropicana.
Okay.
And it's a major radio station. It has a lot of shows there. She just Music Mondays just did her 1 year anniversary show. And I was the host. I've been doing a lot of hosting too, guys. Gosh,
very cool.
I do so much. Yeah, I host a lot of shows here. Yeah. When I first got here, I was hosting a lot of shows. So a lot of people look at me as 2 in 1. You're getting a host and you're getting a comedian. Yeah.
Well, I used to do a show called Real Talk with Miss Please. Wasn't my show.
Really?
No, yeah.
That sounds kinky, Miss Please.
Let me tell you something.
That sounds kinky.
She used to embarrass the heck out of me. She started her own show, and I accidentally started out with her as a co-host just to get the show started. And she would go and visit the local, I guess you'd say alternative clubs, like S&M and, a lot of these things that a lot of straight couples and stuff are into, or alternative couples are into. And she'd say, James, why don't you go with me? And say, I it's not my cup of tea. I really don't want to do that. So then she would go and she would give the excuse that she had to go for research, And then and then she'd come back and tell me. And then she'd always bring back the owner or someone who worked there to be on the show with her. And the thing she loved doing the most was talking about sex to me, because she knew I was embarrassed. I would turn so red you could hear it on the radio. So,
are you serious?
Yeah.
He's basically a country boy.
Yeah. So it was funny.
Are you country? He looks shy too.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. She knew how to do that. So, it was called Real Talk with Miss Please. I'll never forget that.
Really?
Forget that. Yeah. Funny.
I liked Real Talk. Because the world needs to hear that now, guys. It's so much phony and denial going on.
Yes.
I even put it in my comedy. Get out of denial.
Yeah.
Just get out of denial.
Right.
People looking at you. You're in denial.
Yeah.
I can't stress that enough. I do use it in my comedy though. Yeah.
All right. So we know you're doing a movie. You did more than one though, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a movie. My first movie, believe it or not, it was with The Next Generation with Richard Pryor's son, Mason Pryor in Detroit.
Oh.
My first movie was a musical, and it was my idol was Richard Pryor. Everybody knows that. And it was with his son, Mason Pryor.
It was a musical?
It's called The Next Generation.
So did you sing?
No. It was actually it was a little movie musical. That's what they called it. And it was about them looking for a venue for some comedians to do some shows. And would you believe that I was cast in it at the very end?
Yeah.
They asked me to do some stand-up, and I thought they were just asking me to do stand-up. Well, they wound up putting that in the movie.
Oh,
they couldn't stop laughing. They said, "Who is this girl?" Again, I was picked out again. It's like, who is this chick? And they put it in the movie. And then I was in a movie called The Spot. It came out November of last year. Okay. My son went to the red carpet. By that time, I had moved here. So I wasn't going back to Detroit. So my son walked the red carpet for me. And it's called The Spot. So I'm playing sexy mother that had a young boyfriend. You can imagine where that went to. So that young boyfriend tells me, Mama, you have to get rid of him. I said, honey, not the way he... No, sweetie.
Yeah, this is a clean show.
And it fell right into my lap because I do have a young son. Mm-hmm. And most boys think they can tell their mom what to do, except mine. I draw that line at 2 years old. You don't get in mama's personal life, baby.
Yeah.
That's off limit. But yeah, so that worked out. So that movie is doing pretty good. They talking about bringing it out to L.A., Vegas.
Yeah.
I hope they do. Yeah, I told them they should.
So they take it to the film festivals?
I want them to bring it out here. Yeah. They only showed it in Detroit twice at the theaters.
Yeah.
But that was it. So they didn't talk about bringing it out here. But I was slated to be one of the funniest in the movie. My part is you can't, this is not the show for that one, baby. I'm pretty sexy in that movie. That's all I'm going to say.
And who knew you had to look good for radio, right?
And who would have thought I would do a part like that?
Yeah.
Are you still alive?
Yeah.
Then you should have
I'm
done
having
that part.
great fun. I'm doing that thing he said that lady was doing to him that he didn't want to hear. So, so it wasn't the real deal, but
Yeah.
Well, I think it's cool that you're doing what you want now. You're young.
Yeah. Thank you.
Very young.
But, the young age that you are, it is good that, no matter where we are in life. I never thought I was going to do radio ever.
Really?
No, this was an accident. And certainly not at my age, I didn't think I'd be doing radio. That was nothing I planned on doing at all.
Wow.
Jan, I know you didn't plan on doing radio.
No, I was going to just do a 5-minute segment.
Well, you did.
Yes.
She started out on my show. I had already been on the air over a year, and Jan came on the show as an experiment to show people how you can write a book.
Right.
Yeah.
And we had a segment called Jan's
Mentoring Jan.
Yeah, Mentoring Jan. Jan, which is about 5 to 10 minutes each show, and then she didn't leave after a year. She just stayed here.
Wow. You didn't have no friends? You had to stay here with him?
He didn't know I was a virus.
Oh, my God.
He caught me, and now he can't get rid of me.
Yep.
I see. You like that little worm there, huh? The purple caterpillar.
Yeah.
I know I wrote something. My mind's going crazy. We're sitting here talking because I know I wrote something that was comedic. I just can't remember what it was yet. So I'll think of it after, probably go off the air. But yeah. So.
Well, that's the problem with this is we have so much going on in our brains that until we unplug,
you have to
turn
it off.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there anything you want to tell us? Any plugs you want to give us as far as?
Do you have a website?
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I do have a website, www.divas/comedy.123look.com. And you can see all my comedy on there. I'm on Facebook as Katrice Thomas. That's Katrice Thomas. I got this pretty little green dress on, so I don't want y'all to confuse me. And right up under there, it says Divas Comedy in parentheses. So you know you got the right one.
Okay, cool.
I'm on Instagram as Divas Comedy. I'm on LinkedIn as Divas Comedy. And Twitter, Divas Comedy. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm on all the networks, and I'm even on Periscope. Wow. I'm on a lot of stuff. But again, I'm getting ready to take the YouTube by storm. That's gonna be my new.
Yeah, how does that work? What are you doing on YouTube?
Well, I have a gentleman here out of Vegas. He's in the film festival. Actually, he won an award for it. His name is Crazy D, they call him, and he took me on challenge. He says, "Hey, Diva, that's who did the filming for my CDs coming out.
Yeah.
It's him, and he took that and he's seen something in me, and he says, "Let me do something with this girl," and that's how that came about.
So it's your own channel,
right? It's gonna be YouTube channel, but it's gonna be in the new digital form, very clear. So I'm looking forward to that, y'all. So it's gonna be on YouTube. August 1st. It's gonna go through all the networks. They say it's gonna go through all the little web things, whatever that stuff goes. Yeah.
I don't know that much. Yeah, I'm still learning.
Shout out to Crazy D. He took a chance on me. He seen the talent in me, and he does a lot of filming and different shows himself.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll see how far that goes because he have asked me to do a few things. But yeah, he filmed my first CD that's coming out August 1st.
Okay.
Crazy
cool.
D. Yeah, Crazon. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Got that right.
Maybe there's a reason he's named Crazon.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we're running out of time. So, Katrice, I would like to thank you so much for being on the show. Katrice Thompson.
It was my pleasure.
And again, where are you going to be anywhere here in the near future here in Vegas?
You have to stay tuned.
Okay.
My Facebook page, keep up with me. I tell people that all the time. I don't have time to call people and say, hey, I'm going to be here. So that's why I use my outlets for that. Mm-hmm. They make flyers, and then my picture be on their biggest day. Oh, Miss Diva's going to be here or here or here. You know, and the last few months I've been doing a lot of shows here. But now I done stepped it up a notch.
Yeah.
They have to pay me now.
Yeah.
So now they got to book it and go
no more
through,
of the free ones.
Yeah, they got to either go through One Cook or either go through A+ Weaves, and they, we work it out that way now. So yeah, because that's the only way I'm gonna get paid.
Right.
If I keep making people laugh, I'm gonna be a charity case, right?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Yeah. So.
All right. So, Katrice, thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, thank you. My pleasure, guys.
And
thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Appreciate
And to
it.
find links to this show, just go to aspectsofwriting.com. That's aspectsofwriting.com. And there you'll see the video of the show after it's posted. And then we can archive the show there. We're also on Roku TV. We're on YouTube, 14 terrestrial stations. But AM/FM 24/7 syndicates our show. That's AMFM247.com. And we air there on Saturdays at 1. And then we are again broadcast the show. I've been talking a lot today on Blog Talk Radio on Sundays at 9 p.m.
Get out.
Pacific
I
Standard
used to
Time.
do Blog Talk.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I tried to do my own little show. And I was on other people's show. And I started. So they know about me over in the UK. I said, I need me a UK man. Do y'all got food stamps over there?
Well, we have connections over there.
Are you serious?
They hear our show over there, too.
I was doing the UK over on the Twitter. That's when I was on Twitter real heavy. So I was on a Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah.
And I was with a couple of people. So UK know about the diva. Yeah,
well,
on my Twitter.
They're going to hear about you in Finland. They're going to hear about you in Australia and everywhere else.
Yeah, get out. Oh, yeah. You can't know about the diva. I tell them, diva. They know diva looking for her little honey ass God to send me a good man. Just make sure he's not walking and live with his mother.
All right.
Well, until next week, this is your host, James Kelly, reminding you, if you can dream it, you can write it. Thanks again, Katrice.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jen.
Thank you, guys.